I am sure you have heard or read at some time that shorthand has gone the way of the dinosaurs. Once upon a time, shorthand writers roamed the earth in great numbers, in all shapes, sizes, and abilities. Some were specialists with a narrow field of activity, and some were omnivores, able to deal with anything they came across, quickly and easily. Then the meteoric burst of technology that hit the planet in the mid-20th century changed their world beyond recognition, although it did not wipe them out completely. Much to the surprise of those who thought that we only have a monoculture of technological solutions, the shorthand dinosaurs are still with us, although somewhat reduced in numbers and distribution, but definitely surviving in a modified form, taking their place amongst all the other species, filling specific niches that no other life form can. I will assume that as you are reading this, you are one of the flourishing modern shorthand dinosaurs, gaining your muscle power, teeth, and endurance capabilities through intensive study and achievement, and going on to chomp your way through the job jungle, wading through raging torrents of spoken words, and generally behaving in an independent and pioneering manner in order to support yourself and your hatchlings back at the nest. The way in which you handle shorthand will determine which dinosaur you are. A few days ago, I was in the Natural History Museum in central London and walked around the dinosaur section. Many of the fossil skeletons are on perspex shelves suspended from the ceiling, with smaller items in cases and displays on stands at floor level. I heard a man behind me say to his children, "Look, there's Steggy." I glanced up and saw the fossil of a Stegosaurus on a shelf. Good old Steggy was apparently the one with the least intelligence, with a 75-gram brain only 3 centimetres long, the size of a ping-pong ball, in a body the size of a double-decker bus. You don't want to be Steggy during a lesson, a dictation, or a reporting assignment. But its slow and ponderous manner would be useful when faced with shorthand naysayers, confounding them by continuing unwaveringly with its chosen activity. This creature has just enough brain power to remind shorthand writers to insert the vowel after the ray, as dinosaur names are often also spoken without the ending, and you need to differentiate between Stegosaurus and the plural stegosaurs. Learning and feeding on great quantities of outlines come before speed. So, of course, we all need to be like the voracious and rapacious Tyrannosaurus. The idea is to consume as much as possible, as fast as it can be digested, and grow as large as possible, building up big, strong bones, massive muscles, and a useful array of steak knife teeth in the jaws, with which to dispatch and carve up the material on offer. It has been called a killing machine, but with its great bulk, it is quite likely that it ambushed its prey, especially picking off the slow, weak or injured, and never passing up an opportunity to scavenge from the kills made by other predators. All we have now is its descendant, the humble pigeon. No teeth, but the same watchful, beady eyes, looking for opportunities, and the same appetite for handouts. My favourite shorthand dinosaur is the velociraptor, which means fast snatcher. We still have raptors in the form of eagles, and the velocity part can be seen in the high-speed running of ostriches. Velociraptor was variable in size, feathered, and may have hunted in packs. It was brainy, quick-witted, and agile. One of its foot claws was extra large and retractable during running. It may have been used to slash and tear at its prey, or possibly just hold it down like eagles do. As shorthand velociraptors, we are preparing ourselves to be equally agile, both in brain and limb, to keep up with and overtake the prey that is always just ahead of us, while we are snapping at its heels. At some point, the shorthand dinosaur will have to sit down and type out its report. This job obviously belongs to Diplodocus, dipping into the keyboard and plodding along, taking great care to get everything right first time, as far as possible, and not giving in to pressures for speed at the expense of accuracy and clarity. Its flat, peg-like teeth nip off just one leaf at a time, sending it down that long neck to join the slow processing and assimilation of the spelling, grammar, punctuation, context and layout. Sir Richard Owen coined the term dinosaur, and the first one to be named was the Megalosaurus, given in 1824 by Reverend William Buckland. This great lizard was 9 meters, 30 feet long, and 3 meters, 10 feet tall. Just your average small monster, really, after you have met the first one described above. We have 10,000 species of bird today, but only 800 dinosaurs that have been named. So there must be many more waiting to be discovered. Their long reign of hundreds of millions of years ought to mean that the word dinosaur is a byword for success. The mass extinction of 65 million years ago all but wiped out both the successful and those already in decline for other reasons. I am glad we still have some of them with us, reduced to a manageable and less threatening size as birds, with all their beautiful plumage and song, as well as the less cuddly crocodiles and lizards. They are all perfectly capable of taking over once again, just as soon as they see us slipping into complacency during our time of rule on earth.